themes all about components, and in this video we will get an intro about the components, types, and purposes. So what is the components? The component is about a reusable section. You as a developer, you can customize the design or customize the new component or home component. So that's mean we have two types of components. We have the Twilight component and the home components. We have to know the differences between these components because they are really similar to each other, but we need to know the differences to use them perfectly. So the first one is Twilight component, which already built by Salla. You can invoke the component fields and redesign it. For the home components, it's a component that will be shown on the home page if the merchant wants it to be there. For the home components, we have default components made by Salla. You can use them, update their fields, design them, or remove them. They are okay to remove them, the home components, not the Twilight components. So these are the two types of the component. I will let you know them clearly right now. So for the Twilight components, which are components made by Salla, they are generic all over the theme. You can call them such as the Salla file upload component, Salla's button component. They are about small sections. You can use them through multiple pages as much as you want. Each component has its own field. Let's say this is a component and this is a component has two types of fields. For the Twilight component, it's about components and fields, already built components with their own fields. You can just reuse them and update their design. You can use them all over the theme. There is no specific page for that component. These are just for the Twilight component. So let's say we have this component called Salla file upload. Okay? You can call this component, and this component, let's say, have a file and name. Okay, if you want to add a section for this file upload, you can call the file field or call the name of the file. So the system will know this is a file component. That means he will get a file and store it in the database. The only thing that you can do is call this component and redesign it as you want. Okay, this is for the Twilight component. So how to know the fields of any components that you want. There is a documentation for each component. You can check the documentation for that component and see their fields and the other information about this component. So we have a lot of components made by Salla. You can check them and use whatever you want. Okay, for the home components, they are components only used for the home page. As you can see here, these are all about components. We have here a slider component and features component, maybe small slider or sub slider component, products. These are all about components. The merchant able to show them or hide them as he wants. All the customized components are in the Twilight.json file, and each component in the Twilight.json file have a specific file in the home folder. So let's say if I have this component, the main slider component, there is a file called main slider in the home folder. And in that folder, you can call these fields of the component. Once you are in the file of the home component, you can include or call any field that you want for this component. You can't call any other components field. It's a file made only for one component. This is an important thing. Don't forget it while you're coding. This is just an overview about the components, Twilight components, and home components. I will explain them in details and how to use them in next videos. So they are both components. What are the differences between them? As I told you, the main key differences for the Twilight component that you can't remove or add a field for the Twilight component because it's already made by Salla. You can just call it and redesign it at any file in the theme. And for the home component, they are customized component. That means you can add or remove a field or the whole component. And you can only call this component in its file in the home folder. So make Twilight components to facilitate your journey. There are mandatory Twilight components you have to use, but it's okay to design a new idea with a customized component. I hope you know the differences between Twilight component and home component. I will explain how to use them and how they will look like in next videos. So make sure you know this information in details because they are really important and they are preventing you getting conflicts between components while you are coding. So that's it for this video. Thank you and see you in next.